response to your season has been really positive, and you've become kind of this fan favorite among the younger guys on the team. How have you felt the reception from the Toronto fans, and what has it been like being a part of this organization?
I think just having these fans love me is reciprocated. I love them back.
He's the heart and soul of this team. His leadership, his toughness, his ability to make everybody better.
What's going on? I'm Canadian now.
Welcome back, everybody. If you're new here, I hope you stick around and enjoy the video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at second-year guard Jamal Shead and how his brand of leadership and toughness has helped to galvanize the Raptors team this season as they try to make a push back to the playoffs. If you aren't a Shead head yet, I'm hoping that this video can help nudge you towards it because he's one of the most fun players to watch in the NBA. About 2.5 years ago, the Raptors were at a crossroads. A team once known for having a strong winning culture was eliminated from playoff contention in a very embarrassing play-in loss. It was clear that decisions needed to be made for the team's future and to help reset the culture. The direction that they chose was rebuilding around Scottie Barnes. And one of the biggest challenges with rebuilding the NBA is to not allow the constant losing to become your team's identity. They spend so much time with losing habits that they forget how to win. It is not an easy cycle to break once you fall into that trap. And this is something that the Toronto Raptors were acutely aware of when they started their rebuild in December of 2023. Moving on to the next chapter meant sending away the last remains of the 2019 championship team. In doing so, they had to part with OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and eventually Chris Boucher, who are all high-character players who helped shape the Raptors' winning culture in the first place. With their departure, the lion's share of the leadership responsibilities shifted onto the shoulders of then 22-year-old Scottie Barnes. While RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and Jakob Poeltl have leadership qualities, there was a clear need for another leadership voice in the room. And that's where Jamal Shead comes in. With some masterful maneuvering around the 2024 draft, the Raptors were able to secure 2 more second-round picks, and with the 45th overall pick, they selected 4-year college player Jamal Shead from the Houston Cougars. Shead was one of the most decorated players in the draft, coming off a season where he won Big 12 Player of the Year, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, All Big 12 First Team, Big 12 All Defensive Team, and the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year. In 138 career college games, he had a win-loss record of 120 wins and 18 losses. Yeah, that's an 87% win percentage. In short, Jamal Shead is a winner, and if you take his former coach Kelvin Sampson's word, he is one of the best leaders that has ever come through his program. By the looks of it, the Raptors had found the secondary leader that they needed to help Scottie Barnes shoulder the leadership load. Jamal's rookie season would see him experiencing more losing than he did his entire time in college. A foreign feeling that would understandably test any athlete's resolve. But surprisingly, the smile never faded from Jamal's face, and through all the pain of losing, he still brought the same consistent effort in practice and in games. And in doing so, he allowed his teammates to believe that this losing was not really who they were. It was just a phase that they had to get through in order to become stronger as a team. This meant that even in a tanking season, the young core was still developing positive habits while having the time of their lives. Jamal's joy was infectious, and along with his outstanding play off the bench, the Raptors were able to avoid the pitfalls that most tanking teams go through. Even though the record said that they were losing, the team still believed that they were winners. Fast forward to now, and the Raptors are 14-5, sitting at second in the Eastern Conference. They are currently on a 9-game win streak at the time of this recording, and the morale of the team is at an all-time high. To illustrate Jamal's contributions to this success, I wanted to break down his impact into 3 categories as defined by his former coach at Houston: Jamal's leadership, toughness, and his ability to make everyone around him better. Leadership is a word that is synonymous with Jamal Shead at this point. Turn on any Raptors broadcast and you will see him being a vocal leader, barking out instructions on defense, calling plays on offense, and hyping up his teammates from the sidelines. He is 5th on the team in touches, 1st among bench players, he is 2nd in time of possession, and 1st in average seconds per touch. Essentially, when he is on the floor, he will be on ball and tasked with dictating a large share of the Raptors' offense. He leads the Raptors' 6th most used lineup, and it has a net rating of plus 30.7, the best of any Raptors lineup with over 30 possessions played together. When he is on the floor without a starter, the Raptors are a plus 50 net rating. It is very rare for a second-year point guard to demonstrate this level of leadership, but it's nothing new if you've been following him throughout his college career. Even in his freshman season, Coach Sampson identified him as the likely future captain of the team, and that has carried over into his professional career by giving the Raptors the settling force that they have desperately needed off of the bench. Shead's leadership has also allowed Scottie Barnes to narrow his focus and not be spread too thin trying to lead the entire team. Definitely not alone in this comparison, but Jamal Shead has been giving Kyle Lowry vibes. He's able to be fun and playful while being able to be serious when it matters. So let's talk about toughness. To me, toughness is not about never getting knocked down. It's about getting knocked down and being able to get back up and keep fighting. For example, Fred VanVleet getting knocked down in the 2019 finals. Laying on the ground, bleeding out of the eye, chipped tooth, that is the moment that the NBA world fell in love with Fred VanVleet. And that is the fire that Jamal Shead brings on both sides of the ball, game in and game out. And it is not an easy task to bring that level of intensity in an 82-game season. It is a grind. It is very easy to get burned out and lose focus, but that hasn't been an issue for Jamal Shead. He led the team in games played last season with 75, and throughout his college career, he had great availability. The only time he was sidelined was when he got an ankle injury and it was too swollen for him to put weight on it, though he still tried to play through it. Jamal Shead is an Iron Man who does not sweat small injuries, very similar to Kyle Lowry, how he'll have a thumb taped up or a finger or a wrist taped up and he will still be going out there to play. Exhibiting that level of toughness is another great way to lead by example. When you see your teammate giving everything and fighting through injuries, it makes you want to do the same thing. And pushing his teammates to be better is something that Jamal prides himself on. One of the biggest drawbacks for Jamal is his size. At just 6 feet tall, he's not overly long, and to make it in the NBA as a small guard, you need to bring a certain level of toughness as a defender, otherwise you're going to get walked all over. And that's exactly what Jamal Shead brings to the Raptors, and he does this in what I would consider 3 main ways. The first way would be causing deflections and hitting the deck trying to get loose balls. This is something that winning players do. Think Marcus Smart, Josh Hart. A player who has a nose for the ball is always going to positively impact winning. The second way would be his screen navigation and his ability to draw offensive fouls off of moving screens. This is something that he does better than almost any guard in the league, as he is in the 100th percentile for offensive fouls drawn per 100 possessions, meaning that more often than almost any player in the NBA, Shead is able to generate an offensive foul by the way that he navigates around a screen. For the most part, he is trying to fight around a screen and keep pace with the ball handler, although there's a very conscious effort by him to exploit an overly aggressive screen. 99% of the time, the screener will be significantly bigger than Jamal, so a little bit of body contact can often send him flying to the floor. He knows this. The way he cuts around a screen and makes hip-to-hip contact usually sends him flying, and it makes the whole play look worse. This is something that crafty guard defenders are very good at, and like I said, Jamal is one of the best in the league. And the third is his very unique ability to force 8-second violations. I don't think I've ever seen a player force more 8-second violations than Jamal Shead does. He does this by picking up 94 feet and shuffling his feet with the ball handler while not fouling. Even when he doesn't get the 8-second violation, he's able to at least delay the ball handler for 6 or 7 seconds, really eating into their 24-second clock. This causes their offensive possession to be a lot more rushed, and this is when mistakes happen. This is a carryover that he had from the Houston Cougars defense, which was super aggressive at getting out on the ball handler and forcing these kind of airmail passes that they could jump the passing lanes in. It's something that he does better than almost any guard in the league, and it's really establishing a defensive identity for him. The best part is, it perfectly complements the way that the Raptors are trying to play defense as a super aggressive team that is forcing mistakes and getting out and running in transition. The third way that Jamal is impacting winning is his ability to make everybody around him better. He's averaging over 5 assists while playing just 18 minutes a game, which puts him at second in the league for per 36 assist stats. He has one of the best assist to turnover ratios in the league, meaning he is not just a great passer but a responsible one, which is something that the Raptors bench and transitional lineups so desperately needed. One of the things I was most critical about the Raptors for the last couple years has been in their inability for most players on the roster to be able to make an entry pass to a player like Scottie Barnes, who has gotten low post position and is calling for the ball. Even starting point guard Emmanuel quickly struggles to make that pass, but Jamal Shead makes it willingly and accurately, leading to a lot of easy buckets for Scotty Barnes. When Jamal is on the court, the Raptors have a plus 12 net rating, and the two-man data suggests that Jamal makes almost everybody on the roster a lot better when he plays with them. Emmanuel Quickley without Shead has a plus 5 net rating. Very good. But when Quickley and Jamal share the court together, they have a plus 39.6 net rating, with an offensive rating of 132 points per 100 possessions. This double guard pairing has been a revelation for Coach Darko Rajakovic, as you wouldn't typically think to pair a 6'2" guard and a 6' guard and have success, but the synergy the two are developing is translating to them handedly winning their minutes. The other most impressive two-man pairing for Jamal Shead is when he shares the court with Sandro Mamukelashvili. Together, they have a plus 22 net rating. To put it simply, when Jamal is on the court, the game gets a lot easier for everybody. He is second on the team with points generated from assists with 243 total points, and it's not just his playmaking that is allowing his teammates to thrive. The spacing Jamal is able to provide as a shooter has been a boon to the Raptors' half-court offense. He is shooting 42% on above-the-break threes, which is something that the Raptors haven't had off the bench ever since Fred VanVleet was on the bench. And even then, he wasn't hitting these shots with Jamal's level of consistency. To make it as a small guard in the NBA, you need to be able to defend above your size by playing tough, and you need to shoot the hell out of the ball. And 19 games into this season, Jamal is doing both of those at a very high level. Add in his elite playmaking chops, and this is looking like one of the better bench guards in the NBA. And one of the coolest parts, for me at least, is that his on-court play is matching the off-court character that he has shown this far. He is a player that approaches the game with joy and a hard-working mentality. Somebody that is very, very easy to root for. And the best part is, he's just getting started. He's only 23 years old, which might be a bit older for a sophomore standpoint, but in terms of the NBA, he's still very young and is looking like a long-term piece as part of the Raptors core going forward. The pace that the Raptors are on right now should have them settling nicely into a playoff spot, and Jamal Shead just screams 16-game player to me. I'm confident that he will succeed in the playoffs because he is so unbothered by pressure, has a very steadying presence for his teammates, and has such strong mental toughness that he is never shaken by the moment. Anyway, that's all I have on this right now. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I make mostly Raptors videos, but I do talk about some other NBA content as well. I'd love to hear your opinion on Jamal Shead in the comments, or if you want to reach out to me on other social medias, you can always follow me at Raptors Shack on all platforms. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.